Congratulations, you have escaped the algorithm. Yep, that's right. No loud, annoying music, no flashing text, nothing crazy. This is just going to be a simple, chill Minecraft session where we'll one completely aesthetic and decorative piece in the world and just talk about a certain topic. And today I think that's going to be perfection. Let's get you back to base, buddy. We gotta build your home. Now, perfection's one of those things that you always strive for, but you'll never really be able to reach. And you never should. Perfection is really your enemy. Don't get me wrong, you should always try and do your best. You should never ever do anything but the best you can. But you should never try and be perfect. And the moment that you try and make something perfect or do something perfectly, you're usually working against yourself. I would never consider myself a perfectionist. I'm way too slack for that. But I have to say that in the past few months, and honestly in the past year, I've been doing a lot more art and a lot more creative stuff, and stuff with a lot more freedom. And with that comes self-imposed deadlines and requirements and everything that you realistically have to say, okay, this is the standard I want things to be. And that's when the perfectionist creep kind of started coming for me. And man, I have to say, it has made me way less productive. I get way less done now that I'm trying to do it to a better standard. And I think a lot of that is to do with the iterative process of art, design, and pretty much anything. One of the major things that they taught us in engineering is that if you try and make something perfect on first design, then it's just never ever going to get there. And I mean never. Yeah, you need to iterate again and again, try new things, try new processes, try a new model, that's why you have different versions or software always gets updated, If you try and perfect everything in one patch, it's just not gonna work. Hey look, first scraps of bases. And I don't know, that's really easy to embody. It's really easy when you have actual deadlines and, somebody telling you, yeah, if this isn't in tomorrow, then yeah, you're gonna fail, you're gonna have to drop out. But if you're just sitting there and you're just dedicating your own time to something that you wanna be good, man, it's too easy to just let it slip and try and make it perfect. So my university has this policy, right, where if you submit an assignment a day late, it's 10% off, which I think is pretty reasonable, right? If it's a day late, 10%, that's not really too much. And occasionally, sometimes it's worth polishing off an assignment for that extra day and just copying that 10%. It's just reasonable, right? If you can add references, if you can add a paragraph, if you can add a sentence or two that just brings it up to that better grade, then sure, it's worth dedicating an extra day to. But one time with an assignment, it got a bit too far. Man, this house needs an upgrade. That might be a next episode thing. What are you doing in there? You are trying to get hurt. Get out of that boat. I think it's about time we gave you a name. I'm going to name you... Oi, come back here. Marlo. Now Marlo, let's make you a little home. I had this uni assignment, right? And it was about B grade. It was pretty good. It was actually pretty alright. But it wasn't perfect. It wasn't that 100%. It wasn't that A+. It was about a B. I would give it a B, right? And I said, fine, you know what? I'll take that 10% off and I'll just keep improving it. I'll make it that little bit better. I want this to be perfect. I want this to be really good. Lo and behold, it gets to the end of that second day and, there's a bit of procrastination involved. I, do a bit of work here and there and it gets to about maybe 9 p.m. and I start working and it reaches midnight and I realize, holy... I'm not done with this assignment yet. It's not perfect. I need to keep going. And, it passes midnight. It's 2 a.m. at this point. And I stop for a moment and I realize, wait a second. I'm back down to a B again. I submitted the assignment, what was 2 and a bit days late. So that's 30% off. And because of that, it was a 90% assignment. It was really good. Some of my best work. But it was 3 days late. And if I submitted it when it was good enough, I would have had the exact same results and just saved myself a hell of a lot of time. You think I would have learned my lesson, but after that, I actually just thought, man, I should have worked harder faster. I realized that, man, I'm not doing enough. I should try hard. I should try and be even more perfect. And yeah, it took me a while longer to learn my lesson. It was only really recently, actually, that I properly came to this conclusion that, maybe a healthy balance of work and perfection is alright. So I got the crazy opportunity to basically get free background footage rights to the underwater drive, which was super fun. It was super good fun. And it was hugely viral, right? It's a Mr. Beast video that sells itself in a way, longest underwater drive, the longest one possible. beaten an old world record. It had a great backstory behind it. It had, you know, some powerful emotions. It had a great personality, you know, like a bunch of crew that were really funny. And so I, you know, had a great video on my hands. So I thought to myself, all right, this is a perfect media opportunity for, you know, the channel. I can, you know, slide in on the hype of the underwater drive, edit down a video for them. They'd love it. All I had to do in exchange was, you know, give them a bit of footage. It was a great deal. And after about 4 days of, you know, drafting up a video, I had something on my hands that I thought, nice, this is pretty good. It's a B. It's a B. And while, you know, news channels and other sites were posting really shitty edits of, you know, just like the car driving underwater, shocking, you know, quality for about like what, 100,000 views. It was pretty viral success, you know. I was like, you know what, I can do better. I have the editing skills, the prowess to make this project that little bit better, just to make it shine, you know. And so week 1 passed where I didn't upload the video. Fine, whatever, you know, there's still a couple clips floating around, still, you know, new to a lot of people. Go for it. Week 2, week 3, and look, there was a bit of, I had some crazy opportunities come up. There was some bonus travel that I could ease into. There was a couple other things that, you know, just took my interest. But at the end of the day, I could have released it days and days ago at this point. And look, I'm not gonna lie, at this point, the sunk cost fallacy was really starting to kick in for me. Like, I just thought, you know what, if I edit this just that little bit better, if I just make it that little bit more virally, you know, poised, I can, you know, edit up Mr. Beast style, put in subtitles. I was like, you know what, I can up the quality, I can put in this special bump map style thing in order to just get the map quality up that tiny bit more. And by the time that I was actually finished with this video, it had been 2 months past the due date, and realistically, nobody cared about the drive anymore. I was, and I still am really, really proud with how that video turned out. It's really great. But at the end of the day, if I got it out earlier, it would have been good enough. Look, I'm even doing it now. I can't decide how this roof should look. If I posted that video weeks earlier, when it was, you know, 90% of the way there, it probably would have had a good chance of going viral. If I submitted that assignment on time, I would have probably not fallen behind on my mid-sems and done a lot better that uni semester. Perfection is your enemy. And sometimes good enough is just good enough. And that's kind of what I want this series to be. Consistency, once every week. I'm gonna say it. I said it before and boy did I not stick to it. But I'll say it again. I think I can do this once per week. There's no excuse. There is no excuse. No matter where I am in the world, no matter what I'm doing, I know I can sit down for 2 hours and not make something perfect, but make something that's good enough. Now, for today's album recommendation, I'm gonna have to go for Analog by Odie. It's just very chill vibes. It's sort of a bit genreless, but it's really nice. It's just some nice stuff to chill to. And for today's song, I'm gonna have to go with Paper Planes by MIA. It's just a vibey single. It's so good. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Sly, and I'm the Aqua Guy. I'm going to try and keep these consistent. I want to do one of these per week, and I'm going to talk about a bunch of different stuff, from just personal stuff like, you know, motivation and perfection, to just random stuff that I find interesting. I have a lot of, you know, expertise on some really, really strange subjects. I have some really strange stories, and yeah, I'm just going to run through them all and do a cheeky little mini build every time. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.